What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Welcome back for another episode of the Ghetto Rig Podcast. For those who don't know, my name is Eddy. To my left, we have my co-host Jay, and behind the camera, controlling all the buttons and stuff, we got Miggy over there. Damn. Episode two, yeah, episode 260. You guys said?
Yes, sir.
260. Shout out to our sponsors, UFC Gym Largo and Vitality Wellness Centers, and UFC Gym Pinellas Park as well. I didn't mention that, but yeah, those things. Links are in the description. Check those things out. But yeah, back for another pod.
So
What you guys got going on?
apparently Musk got a. It's like a, the board to get approved for $1 trillion payout as a CEO of a company. $1 trillion payout. This is the second one. Last one was $50 billion, I think, or $500 billion or something like that. This one is for $1 trillion. And performance-based pay package, basically. So what they're saying, if you perform, you outperform, you're gonna get this type of money. So last time they put this out in front of him, he outperformed faster than what they're projecting by 2 years. So the new one is $1 trillion, but of course this is not gonna be cash. This is gonna be like stock options, things like that. They're gonna give him.
I feel like this is the equivalent of like whipping a slave in a way. You don't think?
What do you mean? Whipping a slave? Like?
Because he's gonna make people work harder. Like, go harder, go
Well,
faster, more.
I think
He's gonna push more people.
so. When I was reading his autobiography, he has this, and we talked about this before. He has this opinion of like get rid of people. If everything is still running smooth, that means you didn't get rid of enough of people. So basically, get rid of people where we're like falling behind, and then hire back 10%. That's his idea of running a business, basically. And I think a lot of it is going to be automation and stuff like that. I think they're banking a lot on those
to me,
robots.
That sounds like replacement of talent. In a way.
What do you mean?
It's not dumb. It's pretty smart. Like,
Yeah.
You're keeping most of your.
You getting rid of the lowest performers.
Exactly. You're getting rid of your lowest performer, but you're still having good enough people to still maintain everyday job activities.
Mm-hmm.
And then from time to time, again, the higher employed seasons, you're pushing more. You're getting other projects done. You're getting other cool shit done.
Yeah, and I think they're banking on the software number 5. So they're talking right there. You can see the projection is $8.5 trillion by 2035. So this is a 10-year plan, right? Like they gave him 10 years performance-based stuff, right? But the problem is he hasn't even gotten paid the first package. They didn't even give him that yet. So to me, it's like, all right, great. It's like, oh, you know what? It's like you go to the realtor and you say, oh, if you sell this house, I'm going to give you 10%. They sell the house and you don't give them the 10% and say, oh, what about if you sell the next house? I'm going to give you 20%. Motherfucker's like, what the fuck do you mean? You haven't even given me the first 10%. What are you talking about the next 20? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is going to be an incentive for him. I think he's just, I don't think he cares. He's pretty rich right now. I don't think he gives a shit about the money. I think he's just naturally like this, you know what I mean? So whether they give him $1 trillion or give him $1, he would still continue doing the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, he does have smart people working under him. It
Very
does
smart
not
people.
Take much for like a small idea to make something really big,
and
he's
it's
gonna
not
make
only
a lot of money from that.
It's not only smart people. People that work for him are people that are able to solve complex problems very quickly. They don't need to be smart as long as they can solve complex problems very quickly, and then they just kind of build it, right? So it's gonna be interesting. And then he just put a project in place saying that.
I just had a really funny thought.
Yeah.
What if Elon Musk has created robots because he can't really get an autistic army as safely?
Not enough people drink Tylenol. not enough mothers drink Tylenol. So and then he just put in place the new the rocket company that he has, right? He just put a new vision in place that they're gonna be making rockets where you can fly anywhere in the world within an hour. So that was kind of cool, you know. The SpaceX is talking about like putting out rockets within the near future that you can go anywhere within a continent, the entire United States world within an hour. So that was kind of cool, I thought.
What kind of like what is necessary? Like why would you really need to be there to be somewhere that fast that they would be willing to spend that much money to do so?
Well, number one, like I think that
dude, this sounds so cool. So you do you think it is a possibility later on in the future that they could somehow get us up into space, into the atmosphere where we're floating, and then they drop us in the location that we need to be?
yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Because there's like zero gravity up there, it might be quicker to go to a certain area, like
Yeah.
based on thrusters and stuff like that.
That's my understanding. They're gonna put you out the atmosphere, fly you very fast around the globe, and then drop you down where you need to go.
And then
But
they're
doesn't
and
it
then they're
already
gonna
take,
catch
like-
you with that big arm that?
Doesn't it already take like 10 minutes for them to get out of the atmosphere in the first place?
I don't know how long it takes them, but I think the majority of the time is gonna take up going up and going down. That's gonna be the majority of the time. The actual flight time is gonna be very short.
Obviously, this is at first not going to be very affordable or for everybody,
Yeah,
but maybe later on they could somehow perfect that and make it relatively
affordable.
safe.
Yeah. I mean, if you can prove the proof of concept, right? Number one is proof of concept, and then what's stopping? Let's say, I don't know, United Airlines instead of buying the Boeings, buying those rockets if
Fucking
they cost
rockets.
the same thing. You know what I mean?
It's not like they're not making all of the money that they spend on those planes in like what, a week.
Yeah, I don't know, but they make a lot of money. I was just looking up the other day. Delta pays, I think, $8 billion a month. I think you can look it up. I want to go wrong. I don't want to go wrong. Just on
This
insurance,
weird
just on aviation insurance.
This weird scientific question just dawned upon me. So you know how in space, it's there is a vacuum of nothingness basically,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like
There's no gravity.
but it's nothing, right? Because there's no atmosphere, the pressure's different, all those things, and basically from what I understand, there's no friction, right? So like right now, if you throw something in the air, it slows down because of drag,
Yeah.
right? And friction essentially against the air,
Mm-hmm.
right? Is what
Free
drag is.
fall is 200.
It can only go so
9
fast.
point something meters per second. Meters per
Free fall
second.
of what?
If you drop an object in a current atmosphere, is 9 point some.
No, there's an equation on what your like max speed can be depending on the weight and
I think
size
it's like
of the item.
250 miles per minute or per second, something like
No,
that.
everything is different. So if you drop a cup versus a
Yeah.
I mean it all depends on the circumference,
then-
like the size of the item.
No, they eventually get to the same speed. They cannot go past that because of the friction.
No, it depends on the item.
No, so if you drop an elephant and you drop a feather, eventually they'll get to the same speed.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's how gravity works.
No. That's not how drag works.
The drag, correct. The drag on an elephant, it's just a formula. The way the formula is, you can calculate it.
But that
But
only happens when
the
there's
max
no,
speed.
That only happens when there's no like air resistance.
But there's no
Yeah.
air resistance.
That's why I was
They
saying
both
that.
fall at the same speed. So what's gonna happen when you drop it? So let's say it's a far enough distance.
Yeah,
Right? You drop an elephant and you drop a feather. Right? Elephant is gonna go down very fast and it's gonna slow down. Eventually, the feather will catch up to it. They're not gonna get equal to each other. They're both gonna go at the same speed down.
No, that's what I'm
You
telling
look it
you.
up.
I remember learning this in physics in high school. Everything has it's an equation
How
that
do
is
I
done
look
to
this one
figure out.
how does gravity work.
Yeah.
So what I want you to look up to prove my point is what is the equation to figure out how the max speed
There's-
at which something can fall?
It is an internal maximum speed that things can reach, and that's same across the board.
No, it's everything can't reach the same speed. It depends on weight and size of the item because of drag.
Yeah.
See, the speed of a falling object can be found between two main equations.
Now, what is the max internal velocity an item can reach at a free fall? Any given item.
Sorry, what was your question? I was
Max
interested by the
internal
ad that came up about
max
helping me
internal
with
velocity an item can reach.
max
Internal velocity
internal velocity
an item can reach in a free fall.
item can reach.
It's 250 or some shit like that. Yeah, they go 120 miles per hour.
It's on average for a human going belly down.
Mm-hmm.
That's for a human.
Mm-hmm.
That's for a specific item and weight and size of something.
But
The speed
look,
varies
the
greatly
maximum.
depending on the object's shape, mass, and the density of the medium it is falling through.
That's what I told you, bro.
the speed varies greatly
Yes.
depending on the object shape, mass, and the density of the medium it falling
Look,
through,
there's
right?
an equation.
The
Look,
density is the same. Density of the medium
what
is
are
the
you
same.
talking about, bro? Look,
Density is the medium.
can
is the
I
same.
show you
It's air.
something?
Uh-huh.
The maximum free fall speed, known as terminal velocity, is calculated with the equation, meaning you need certain components to calculate the equation. It's not just a certain answer across the board, Jay. A feather will not reach the same speed as an elephant.
In a vacuum, it will.
In a vacuum,
In
it
a
still
vacuum,
won't.
it will. It will. In a vacuum, it will.
No.
Stone or a feather, it will reach a maximum velocity in a vacuum.
I don't know this one. This one I can't.
No. The test that they did, and I've seen this test done because they did a test on this, where they have this huge facility that is like a dome that is a vacuum, right? What they wanted to see was that if a bag of feathers that weighs the same amount, I think, as the bowling
mass
ball,
is the same, yeah.
yeah, that weight has the same weight, will have the same velocity as what you're saying. Even like the starting velocity when you first drop it, they will drop at the same.
Yeah.
But because of the weight,
I know what you're
is
talking about. The
different.
big white feather they were dropping.
It was a bag, I'm pretty sure. I think.
Maybe it's not the same one. What did I tell you?
Okay.
It's
Gravity
the same
accelerates
exact
all
speed. You
objects
cannot
at
go
the same
faster
rate.
than that. 9.8 meters per square per second
Yeah.
square.
But that's in a vacuum. That's not how.
Dude,
Yeah, that's in a vacuum with gravity, which isn't
well,
reality.
no, clearly the elephant will hit the ground faster.
Well, no, I know what you're talking about because it'll reach that maximum velocity faster. Yeah, right. But in a real world, that's not how it is. Everything has a calculation depending on size, circumference, and all those things.
Yeah, but the maximum velocity, the speed, the velocity.
Anyways,
which
let me get to
travels is the same.
my question that dawned on me. So in space, no gravity, no air resistance. So for example, you know how they say in space, if you start moving in one direction and you have nothing to stop you, you will
Continue.
move in that direction for the
Ever,
rest of
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Literally, right? And that's something you hit a planet, whatever.
Yeah,
you have
that's
to-
why you need the.
So my question is, if I start going a certain velocity in space and I don't ever have anything to stop me, and I will continue at that exact velocity for forever in time, because there is no drag or air resistance, anything for my body to start pushing on, basically to slow me down, like there is on the Earth, right, in our atmosphere. Why is it that thrusters have something to push off of in space?
Well, they don't have anything to push off of, like that combustion.
Yeah, it's
that
an
it's like explosion. Every explosion pushes, and the consistent explosion gives you that velocity, speed up.
I'm not a scientist, but that sounds about right.
I get what you're saying, but that is because right now, right, an explosion on Earth that puts off a rocket, right? It's pushing off the ground and then pushing off basically the air. No, the air resistance.
No. So basically, what happens? The majority of the fuel for the rocket, the majority of the fuel they use to get out of the atmosphere. Once they're up there, they don't need that much fuel.
I know.
It's just
They
a
use
little
very
bit.
minimal.
Yeah,
Yes,
very
to
minimal.
move them around.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, so what they need is to lift it. Those thrusters make sure you lift up. Like those explosions. So it's like it's an opposite force to counteract the gravity. So gravity pulls this way, this force pushes it
But
away.
there's no
from it.
gravity up there.
There is no gravity up there. But because the way these
I don't think you're gonna be able to explain it to me the way I'm thinking. The way I'm thinking about it. I think this is a very scientific
But say
question.
your question
You're
again.
asking if there's gravity over there?
No. What I'm saying is drag and air resistance, right? If there's the vacuum of space, nothingness essentially, right? No oxygen, no nothing, right? And for that same reason, when you push an object that way, right? And for however you were able to push it, you did, right? It will never stop moving,
Yeah.
right? And it'll
At the
continue
same
moving at that
velocity.
velocity for forever,
Yeah.
right? Because of no air resistance
Yeah.
on that item, right? In my head, the way propulsion works is it's pushing off of something.
No, it's not pushing over anything. It's not pushing off of anything. As a matter of fact, what it does, it's pushing against. So that it's not pushing off of something. It's not. There's
Okay,
no like
now I
ground
get
that
it.
is pushing off.
Now
Of
I
it. It's
get
pushing
how it
against.
Because of
Now I get how it is. Now I get how
because of
it
the way
is.
the object is built, it is kind of in a way pushing
Yeah,
itself, but it's pushing out.
I get how it
Yeah.
works now.
Pushing.
I get how it works.
It's
now.
a real.
It's like
drive.
if you took dynamite to space. Like I just broke it down very simple. You took dynamite to space,
Pretty much.
right? Lit it up, and you put a bunch of shit around it. When that bitch explodes, it's gonna
Push.
It's gonna push
Yeah.
things outwards, right?
That's what they do.
so
with
that's
those,
basically
with those
how
fast cars
it's
in the
working.
desert, because the rocket is into the air,
Right.
so it's just constant propulsion that way. Yeah. So, but
Yeah,
anyway,
they use very little. You have to use very little fuel once
up
in
there,
space.
yeah.
because
once
there's
you
nothing.
set it at speed, it just goes. The fuel they use is for corrections.
How
the course
fast
correction.
does a spaceship go? What is the maximum speed that one of our
It's
ships
pretty
have
fucking
released?
fast. It's fast, but I don't think it's as fast as you think it is.
It's fast. I think it's gonna be faster than what we
And
think.
the liftoff is what uses the most fuel.
So it reached about 394,000 miles per hour while slingshotting around the sun.
394.
it
It will
by
eventually
human.
reach.
736 miles per hour.
Yeah, but that was built by humans. It reached about that much while slingshotting around the sun. So that's different. What it did, it used sun's gravity to slingshot at that speed.
Wait,
That's different.
But you see what it says? So that's something that's currently breaking the record, basically. So that number, as I guess, is theoretically climbing. Because go up, if you read it as a whole, right? Parker Solar Probe, currently the fastest object ever built by human. It reached about this much speed, what we said, while slingshotting around the sun. It will eventually reach 430,000 miles per hour. Meaning it's still going. I'm assuming.
Yeah, because of the slingshot
That's not
effect.
what I asked that all to this fucking thing.
Yeah, that's the slingshot effect. So you just put in a rocket ship that carries people.
I mean that's I think that's the answer I was looking for. What's the fastest we've been able to go
But that's
make
your-
something go in space?
Inside
I was
space,
thinking of like
that's
a
the.
rocket ship. Like
And this is plus. There's no end to it. And if you have little propulsion devices to keep pushing it forward, it go even faster. Low Earth orbit launch. See, launch is only 1,000 to 4,000 miles per hour. Those cars that are in the desert, they get to 4,000 miles per hour, I think. They get close to it anyway. When you approach space, there's no density of air or anything. That's when you're hitting that.
So they definitely like do not risk it. As soon as they're leaving the atmosphere, they speed up even quicker.
Well, no, they don't speed up because there's no more friction there. There's no more atmosphere. That
It
speed
requires very
converts into that. Like automatic converts. They don't push any harder. As a matter of fact, they push
It's
less.
saying during the launch.
During the launch, that's
their
the majority.
Speeds are 1,000 or 4,000,
Mhm.
but then approaching space, so
Mhm.
leaving the atmosphere,
Yep.
they're around 10,000 or 17,000.
And then in a low
Which
orbit,
means that
Their
that
speed-
4,000
Miggy's-
converts into that.
so-
But
low-
Miggy's right. Their speed is gained right before leaving the atmosphere.
yeah, so they're going as quick as possible.
And then
No,
as they leave the atmosphere, they kind of just cruise from there.
yeah,
Approaching space, leaving the atmosphere, because you gotta kind of look at it as you travel from Earth into towards the atmosphere, right? Not only the air becomes thinner. Number one, there's less friction, like by layers, right? There's no layers. It's just like a curve of thinner air, right? So that itself allows it to propel faster. Now gravity doesn't work as fast as hard either.
I think it becomes very difficult for them to exit the atmosphere, actually.
The exit the atmosphere is the difficult part. The number one is to cross the atmosphere barrier. That's the most difficult part.
Yeah, that's why I think they gain that so much speed. Right,
They gain the
right
speed-
before it.
to
they
get
gain the
through-
speed, but it's because there's nothing against it to push back. Because
Well, they're still within the atmosphere, so they're still.
so basically,
having
this is what
big
I'm saying.
push.
So if you jump up here, right, you're gonna only jump up certain distance. But the higher you climb, let's say there's a platform, right before, right before you cross the atmosphere, there's a platform. You jump up, you're gonna jump up higher.
Yeah, but that platform isn't just something you jump up and then stand on and then go again. It's a fucking 2-3 layers of drywall you gotta break through while jumping through it.
Yes, but so okay. So let's say we collected all the best engineers and whatever.
I get what you're saying.
built
As
a
you go
platform.
higher, right before reaching the atmosphere, you're gonna slowly receive.
It's a thinner
less
air. If you
resistance.
don't pass out, it's a thinner air. Number one, if you don't pass out and you are able to jump at the full speed and power that you got, you'll jump up higher. It doesn't just consistently climb. Like it does consistently climb slowly, but not because they're putting more into it. It's the same amount that they put in.
I'm pretty sure they're still putting more into it.
I don't think that it's a consistent stream of.
I
If
think
anything, they're probably putting more in the beginning and then less up top. But I think it's
the return
consistent.
speed alone coming back, the re-entry speed is 25,000
Yes.
back then, 24,000 for the Orions, and 17,500 for the SpaceX Crew Dragon.
Because they're in a free fall at that point. From like they're just dropping. So look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Explain in the easiest way how do they go from 1,000 to 4,000 to that 17,000 mark. They'll do it for you. Oh, by the way, we need to probably download the Perplexity browser or the new ChatGPT browser. That thing is insane.
ChatGPT has a browser now?
Yeah, they just released that, and Google stock tanked.
Is it like a app yet?
Yeah, it's no, not on our phones yet, but it's gonna come around. Yeah, but it's definitely the Perplexity one is an app for your computer that you can download currently. And ChatGPT is releasing theirs, but they're basically saying that it's gonna first come. I think it's already up for Windows and Mac, and they will be doing it for our phones as well. Android and,
ChatGPT Atlas.
Atlas. There we go. That's the one.
Oh, well, you can download it you can download it on your Mac.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Most of the speed comes from rocket not just being in space. The rocket engines are consistently firing the whole way up, adding more and more speed. It's not like they coast to space and then accelerate. They're accelerating nonstop. Yeah, so it's the same amount of acceleration it's given. So the further you travel, the faster you go.
Rockets are mostly fuel tanks. As they burn fuel, they get lighter, so the same engines give more acceleration. Less weight equals faster acceleration equals big speed jump near space.
So that's what it is.
Once out of thick atmosphere, drag disappears. Near Earth's surface, air resistance fights back hard, like pushing through water. But as they climb higher, air gets thinner, drags become close to zero, so they can accelerate much faster. They
That's
begin
another
to turn
thing.
sideways is another reason. At first, they go straight up just to get out of dense air. Then they gravity turns sideways because to orbit, you don't go up. You go fast sideways around Earth. That's when speed jumps from like 3,000 to 17,000 miles per hour.
I like how it puts in those from like you know that's such a human that's like a human touch from like, you know. Oh my god, ChatGPT is tripping, bro.
See, this is what I was saying. Mid-atmosphere, thinner air, lighter rocket, start speeding up.
Well, you just said thinner air. Don't put the lighter rocket. You don't take
No,
credit for that.
the
Don't do that, Jay.
rocket is lighter because they get rid of those balloons on the side.
No, rocket is lighter because of less fuel.
Less fuel and
It just said that, less fuel.
Yeah, less fuel. But then they also remember they reach a certain point and
What
they
balloons?
detach. They detach those. They detach the
big rocket.
The big thrusters.
correct the
big
thrusters and all that shit.
But that's like right before. That's like as they're leaving.
No, so they have the old school rockets. The minute it lifts up, like when it reaches certain, they detaches those two pieces off. Now the rocket is lighter.
I'm pretty sure they don't do that until
Not with
atmosphere.
SpaceX. The SpaceX doesn't do that. I don't think so.
But it makes sense the making it lighter with the fuel because it's like a truck having 300 horsepower versus a Honda Civic
See,
having
the
300
different
horsepower.
stages drop off. Booster rockets, 2 to 3 minutes into flight, it drops shit off.
Imagine being on one of them shits. They say it's like having a fucking elephant on your chest. Is the amount of G's that you experience when during
That
the
shit's
acceleration.
I would not like to be in orbit at 25,000 miles per hour.
Well, the thing is you won't feel it. once you're out of the atmosphere, you won't feel that. You won't even feel how fast you're going, especially because the acceleration.
I think I'm more afraid of the idea of getting stuck in space going 9,000 miles per hour.
Like the Martian with what's his name?
Think about it, Miggy. So it's acceleration that makes you feel G's, right? Also, you don't have to. I'm pretty sure you have to be on a planet to feel that. I'm not sure. Can you?
I don't think you get acceleration up
To
there.
feel G's, you have to be close to a very big object.
No.
Or not, sorry. Not
No, I'm
feel
pretty sure
gravity,
you do
to-
feel
The
G's.
gravity, because of the
feel
gravity.
I'm pretty sure you do feel G's under acceleration out in space. Yes, I'm pretty
No,
sure you do.
You don't, because
Yes, because that's exactly how, if you take the whole little cup scientist trick where he flings the cup around and keeps the water in, it has nothing to do with you being around that planet. He's creating his own.
That's centripetal force. That's only when it's going in a circle, because you're creating your own gravity.
Right, because it has force it's forcing itself outwards. You're accelerating. Right?
Yeah, but
you're causing force.
Centripetal force.
I'm pretty
and
sure.
Straight up force is different.
Do you feel G's under acceleration in outer space?
They can. They wouldn't be able to handle that many
Yeah.
G's for that long.
Acceleration?
No, because they're not accelerating at an extreme.
You say under acceleration?
Yeah, under acceleration.
You won't, and I can explain it in an easy way, which
Well,
is
let's see ChatGPT,
probably gonna
'cause I'm-
fuck your brain up a little bit. But
Yes, you absolutely do feel G forces under acceleration in space, like I thought. Yeah, makes sense.
okay.
You were gonna say?
I was gonna say when you're traveling in a train,
Okay, let me make you understand why. G forces is felt. So centrifugal force is different, but that's felt under acceleration, right? So it's like in a car.
Yeah,
right?
but what are the
You
G forces? What are the G forces? That's what I want to know. Because gravity has to do something with that kind of that. No.
You're creating G forces under acceleration, right?
Okay, what are the G forces? No gravity does not mean no G's. Only no acceleration, no G's.
Spinning for artificial gravity also creates G's, and engines firing, speeding up or slowing down, you will feel G's.
You feel it just as much, sometimes even more, than during launch from Earth. Okay, so it's actually more, because there is nothing to hold back. Because in physics, there's this thing, right? When you're on a train and train is traveling forward and you throw up a ball, you're gonna catch the ball.
Yeah,
right?
because the ball is moving at the same speed as you were.
speed as you are.
Right.
Correct.
It was weird, like
even though you're not throwing it up, it's still moving at that same speed.
it was weird as a little kid. It sounds so stupid to say it now, but like when you're being told as a little kid when they're trying to make you understand speed and this and that, and they're like, yeah, you're in that car and you're also moving at 70 miles an hour, and you don't feel like you're doing anything, but you are. You're in that car and the car's moving 70. This is.
It's a mind fuck.
I hate talking about space sometimes, man.
This is why neither one of us is an aerospace engineer.
Yeah, because we gotten too much of this shit wrong, all across the board.
Just that thing, like, you
Man.
can honestly tell me like that. It still makes sense to you, that whole train thing. I get that they're saying, well, because you're traveling at the same speed, this and that, the third. Yeah, no, I get that. I get what you're saying, but in my brain it doesn't click. How is this even possible? Like, I get that. I need to memorize this shit, and I understand this is how it works. Because
I think
you said
it's
so.
I think it's
Tell it to explain the easiest way possible.
Our common sense caveman brain doesn't want to believe that it works that way.
Yeah. It's not common sense. It just doesn't compute.
I think that's like goes to show that we were never meant to move at the speeds we're moving throughout.
No. Easiest way to understand easiest way to understand when train is moving and you throw a ball up in the air.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Hold on. To understand what?
I love how you're telling it. Never mind.
To understand how easiest way to understand easiest way to understand why when the train is moving and you throw up a ball in the air, it does not move backwards.
I'll explain it to you easy because the ball is.
You're throwing me off. Hold on. When a train is moving and you throw a ball in the air.
In the air, it lands right back in your hand, not somewhere else. He'll know what I'm talking about.
I hope so.
Everything inside the train is already moving with the train. Okay,
We already said that.
including you and the ball.
We already
If
said
the train
this.
is moving, yeah, no, I know, 60 miles per hour, then the ball is in your hand is also moving 60.
Forget that. Let's get to the super simple way to.
Yes.
It's like the ball has two motions at the same time, up and down, because you threw it forward, because it's locked into the train speed already.
But see, this is the thing that I don't understand. This is the thing that I understand. It's saying it's locked to the train speed. I get this whole physics thing, and I get it, and I can do the equation. It's no problem. What's locking it at that speed?
Ready?
And there's no invisible arms holding it in place
I'll
and then
explain to
moving
you.
it with you.
I'll explain to you. For the same reason, let's say you did the same thing, but you stuck your hand out of the window and did that with the ball. Boom, boom. Would it do that? No.
No.
Fuck no.
No.
Because it's locked
wind.
within the... Exactly, because of air resistance, right? It's locked within the chamber of the train that's moving that fast. So the outside air resistance doesn't
I don't think it
apply.
has to do with air resistance.
Yes.
I don't think this
Yes.
has to do with air resistance.
Because you're thinking about it like it doesn't make sense. Why is it because it's within the train? I'll tell you why. Because within the train, it doesn't experience that. It is locked into the chamber with that train. But at the same time, if it is, you take that ball and you put it on the floor, what will it do?
Nothing. It'll just be there.
No, it won't.
Like, I
There
don't see why would it move.
There is no force on that ball other than gravity.
That's what I'm... No, well, there is force on that ball. The force is the
What?
gravity and forward
Well,
propulsion.
if it stays at a consistent rate, you're right. The ball wouldn't move.
Yeah, it wouldn't move.
But under acceleration, what would happen?
It'd
The
go
ball
back.
would roll it back.
Yeah, it'll back because that's acceleration. That's what experiencing the G-forces pushes it back. Okay, fine. I get that. That's
I love
the
how
easy
this turned
part.
into a physics class.
Yeah, no, that's easy. But the problem is, here's the problem. Oh,
There's no problem.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have
there
a
is,
problem.
there is. Yeah,
You have a
yeah.
problem.
For me, that's what I'm saying. My problem is this: you're locked within the train. There are no invisible arms holding this ball together
there
and
isn't.
moving it around, right?
No, because it's already going that speed. It doesn't need invisible arms to do so.
But then if you pull it outside the fucking train, it's not going at that speed, even though if you're holding it. Now there's an arm that's holding it.
That's no. It
But
will.
That's
it
my
won't.
arm that's holding
But the
it.
amount of force, but the
It
amount
will
of
have air
force
resistance
on it-
now.
No, but I don't think it's the air resistance specifically.
It's the lack of.
You're going at a very high rate of speed with a lot of wind.
No, okay, if you remove the air resistance, what would happen?
Where the fuck in the
That's
world?
exactly
I
what
don't
you
think it's
did.
the air resistance.
That's
though.
you removing it is being inside the closed chamber of the train. That's why.
So what you're telling me is it's the air resistance that's pushing the ball back? No, it's because you're moving out of the way. Because your ball is
What?
now outside. The ball is outside. As the train goes this way, you throw it in this location, it's gonna come down in the same location. The train gonna continue going.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the air resistance.
No,
Yes, because you're not propelling it forward. You're throwing it up in the air.
it still has speed though. It's just gonna dramatically slow down extremely quick. It's still gonna go forward a little bit. It's not like
because of the
moving-
slingshot effect.
Well, yeah, because it's like you threw it while moving. It's like you threw it at 380 miles an hour. That's what basically is like happening. If you reach your hand with the ball out of the train window and throw it up, it's gonna go forward a little bit from the point where you threw it up. If I throw it up lined up with this table, it's not gonna just go boop boop. No, it's you just threw it out of a window going 400 miles an hour. Of course, it's gonna go forward still.
I don't know if that's how it works.
Yes, of course that's how it works.
Yeah, we need a drink. Yes, Eddie, you're right.
No, we don't that.
By the way, look that up. Actually, look that up. Like, but I don't even want to look this up. This is just too long of a like. You gotta have a conversation with it. Like typing it up, it doesn't make no damn sense. 2 messages left.
I'm already explaining
Let's
it to
talk
you.
about it, but let's
I
talk
know
about-
what you're saying. I
let's talk about
understand the
other
law of physics. I get it. It just doesn't click in my head. Why is it like that?
Because
There's
of
got-
physics, bro.
No, I get that. But by saying just because it's physics, like it's like I get that. It's
Brother,
like,
what you're telling me right now is if
This
I
is
go
what
to
you're
you, this
telling
is
me right
1 plus 1 is 2, and you go, pero why?
no, there's an
That's what I'm
explanation.
hearing.
There's an explanation why plus 1 equals 2.
Okay, and there's an explanation on why when you throw that ball up in the air, it's going to continue moving forward.
This is what you're
The
telling me
reason
right now.
why is because
It will stop.
This is what you're telling me right now.
The reason why is because you went to school and majored or minored in biology, whatever it was. You didn't do anything with physics.
No, I took physics classes.
Yeah.
I passed them really well because I knew I had to memorize this shit, and I memorized this shit and got it done.
That was one of the things I was like shit on myself about when I finally took physics my senior year, and I had just already given up, and I did horrible.
But like,
if it wasn't for Jackson, shout out Jack, I wouldn't have passed that class.
This is what you're saying to me. Like, let's say you're the parent, I'm the kid, we're at the store, and I'm like, I want candy. You're like, no, we're not buying candy. And I'm like, but why? And you're telling me, because I said so.
No, that's not.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. It's because I said so. It's the same thing. Because it's physics.
Brother, because I don't know the equations. I'm not a physicist.
There's a reason why you don't want me to get the candy, right? Like, the reasons could be my teeth will rot out.
I'm not fucking with you, bro.
Yeah,
come on. I'm not. There's no valid reason. I'm just giving you why.
No.
As much as I can to my best ability.
Yeah, that's a different story. But that's why I was asking it to explain to me in a way where I could understand, because all it's saying, okay, it's traveling. I get all that. I get that it's traveling within the same speed. But why, the minute you put your hand outside, it's no longer traveling at the same speed?
It is. While you're holding it, it is.
While I'm holding it. But if I'm here holding it or not holding it, it's traveling, no problem. It's the same speed. But the minute I go like this, it's going to travel different speed.
Brother, it's called air resistance, drag.
I don't think it's the drag and air resistance. Yes. I think there's more to it in that formula.
It's the simple fact of drag.
Shit, Jay. Do you think the earth is flat?
No, bro. No. Put it in. Put it in. I don't think it's air resistance. Put that in real quick, just to appease me.
Brother,
please.
what do you want him to put in here? This is insane.
Just say, what if I stick my hand outside the window? Why does the ball not travel?
This one in particular is still talking about rockets. So let's start a whole entire.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay,
Miggy, you might as well hit that microphone button and talk into it.
And just talk to it, bro.
Or Jay, you can talk into it.
Can I talk to it?
Please.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I hope it works.
Allow.
So, oh shit, it works. Very nice. Okay, so when you're traveling in a train and you have a ball in your hand and you throw it up in the air, it lands back into your hand. But if I stick my arm out of the train window and throw the ball up in the air, where would it land? In the same position where I threw it, a little bit further, or why not it doesn't land or perform the same way as the ball inside the train?
Daddy BT gonna say, sir, you can go take your autism somewhere else.
What does it say?
If the train were moving in a vacuum inside or outside, the ball would behave the same in both cases. No air to mess it up.
Ah, see, this is different. Now, this makes fucking sense, what he just said.
What did he say?
Go down. Now this makes sense. Inside the train, yes, air, the ball, and you are sharing the same velocity. The actual air within the train is also traveling at that speed. No, outside air, stationary from the train's view. Now, this makes fucking sense.
Yeah, because of drag.
It's not because of the drag. The actual air.
That's literally drag. That's quite
drag.
Literally drag right there.
No, that's not drag.
Yes, that is.
It cannot be drag.
Ask it. So it's basically drag. But I want you to put that. Or I can say it if you'd like.
Dude, this is a game. I think we might have just pioneered the podcast game.
Yes, we did.
Go for it.
So it's basically drag.
Hold on, let me do it again. I think it might have caught me. You're saying going for it.
So it's basically drag.
I think you have to say question mark. But...
Let's see what it says.
Exactly. Drag air resistance is the culprit. Beep, 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 beep.
Wait. Inside the train, there is no relative wind. The air is moving with you, so drag is basically zero. Outside the window, the ball suddenly hits a rushing headwind. Okay, click the microphone. What if you remove the air and the headwinds? How would that behave?
That's just a whole theoretical now.
Okay.
So you're creating a vacuum outside as well.
So basically, in a vacuum, inside or outside the train, the ball behaves the same way. Forward motion stays perfectly conserved. If you want,
yeah. Then you would be the same.
You want a diagram with that one?
No. Yes, give me the diagram. Show me the diagram. Yeah, let's do it. Give me the
I
diagram.
said, give me a diagram. The fuck,
Bro, this is we just became extremely
Bro,
smart.
it takes so long to load these photos. It takes so fucking, and you don't even got
diagram
the plus.
photos.
Any photo, bro. That shit takes so long.
It
Sometimes
does take longer. Yeah, it does take longer. I concur.
that shit is so annoying to me. I try to like get inspiration with random little graphics and stuff at work sometimes, and I'll throw something in there. And the thing is it spits out something good, but I gotta like put that in there and then go work on something else for 5 to 10 minutes, and then
5
come
days.
back and then be like, okay, now I have my
So
inspiration.
when I'm posting my videos, when I'm creating like the cover photos, I'll start creating the cover photo, then work on the other shit that I need to be doing, and by the time I'm done and it's time for me to use the cover photo, it's only then it's done.
Yep.
Can I get the little But yeah, so now that it made more sense to me because of the air is moving at the same speed with you in the train. So the air acts as the invisible hands that engulf the ball and take it with it. You know what I mean? That makes more sense instead of saying, well, you're traveling at the same speed. But okay, so I'm traveling at the same speed. So what? But what's keeping it at that? Because something's got to keep it there, right? Like with you. So, and this makes sense because the air keeps it with you.
It's not really air keeping it with you. It's more of the lack of
air friction. You cutting through air. Lack of cutting through air is inside the train. Inside that air is stationary because it travels with you.
Right.
That air within the train travels with you. It's kind of the air is trapped there. Look,
it's taking forever, bro. Well, actually, now the animation is different. It used to like load from the top to the bottom, like little by little.
It just does.
Now it has a little circle. ChatGPT is sick of us. I know that shit for a fact.
I think we should download the browser. The browser is going to be easier. I think
it's only on Mac right now. I think.
Is it? But Perplexity is ready to go on Windows and everything. We can just do Perplexity. Perplexity is less biased.
I ain't never heard of that shit.
Perplexity is the second biggest one. Perplexity and I think so. There's Perplexity, Grok. Then there's ChatGPT.
You gotta pay to use Grok, right?
Grok, you gotta. Well, they give you the premium subscription. Gives you premium subscription to inside the train. Train moves this way. You throw it up and you catch it in the same place. Outside the train, no air. You throw it up, it lands somewhere else.
Still forward because you threw it coming out of a 400-mile-an-hour train. But
well, no, I think.
Yeah, it still has an arc.
Which way is the travel? Okay, train travels straight. No, it's backwards because you're throwing it this way and it's going to land behind you.
Well, it's going to land behind you,
yeah.
But it still will have moved forward from the point which you threw it.
Yeah, because there's that. There's
inertia that it's carrying.
No, I don't know if the word is could be inertia, but there's like a
inertia
beginning momentum. Velocity. There's beginning momentum. Yeah, there's beginning velocity that it already travels at. That's what carries it forward. Yeah. But if there was no, which you couldn't do that experiment anyway.
You still would. You're throwing it that way.
Well, if you toss it, that's the initial speed, right? Yeah. Initial speed. You
throw that plus you being in the train, both. Really?
If you throw it this way. Yeah, then you're just adding a little extra to it.
Basically.
And then if it's a big baseball ball hits you right back in the fucking hand and snaps your head in half.
I wonder how many people have tried that on trains or in trucks.
Well, they clearly tried it. If they
fucking rednecks throwing footballs forward, like getting in the bed of a truck and just fucking being out in the doonies, just fucking boom, thinking they can catch it. You know what I mean?
Oh, throwing it forward and then just hoping
driving
they can
catch it. Yeah.
But you know what's another crazy thing? Inside the truck, if you throw now, here's a question: if it's not encapsulated, right, like the train cart, and you throw the ball up, it's the bed of the truck. Is it gonna land behind you or is it gonna land back in your hand?
If you're standing in the bed of a truck,
yeah,
and you take an item, and you ready because
hit the microphone.
No, I'm gonna explain. I'm not asking the question. So. If you're in the bed of a truck,
let's try and have a conversation about it first. If we can't get it figured out, then let's go.
Yeah.
So if not, we're gonna.
In the bed of a truck, the way trucks are made, they have a believe it or not, a bit of aerodynamics if you want to say.
It's a okay. Let me change
the
the
bed
situation.
of a truck at a certain level, low enough and close enough to the back, right, of like the back of the seats, basically. Or I would say basically towards the front of the truck, right? It creates that little vacuum, basically.
Well, no, because there's no air resistance at that point. Right. I get it. It's behind.
If you were to throw that item high enough or far back enough in the truck, it would definitely go back.
Because it's outside.
It's outside of the vacuum that the item is creating, moving at that velocity.
So then the only thing that matters here is the headwinds.
Drag. Like I've been saying since the beginning.
What's coming from the front?
Well, no. Headwind is wind facing you.
Yes, but I used the wrong word. But
it's
basically,
drag.
Yeah, but basically what I'm saying is, so if there's a truck and you don't have the front window and you throw it up, that shit's going back no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only way it wouldn't go back if you have a window in front of you, which prevents the air pushing back.
Yeah. Because you create that chamber of sealed air.
Yeah. Which you trap the air. So is the air now is it being imprisoned?
Imprisoned.
Do you imprison air every time you drive in your car?
No, but you sure as hell can't off yourself if you stay in your car in the garage.
Yeah, okay, I got another question. This is gonna be stupid. Yeah, this is gonna be like I got two little cells and they're fighting each other right now in my brain. So you know how like you take a lizard, let's say from here, and you drive 100 miles and drop it off somewhere else. That lizard now is in a new territory he's never been. He's gonna have to like fight for survival and things like that.
Why'd you pick a lizard?
Bro, is it a Black Ops 7?
That's the first thing. The first thing that came to my mind, you know, lizard or a bug or an ant or whatever. A lizard, because we got a lot of lizards here, right?
Bro, imagine you took a photo lizard and just dropped him off in Russia, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, this reminds me. I gotta show you.
Do you think they speak different languages over there?
They're fucked, bro.
Yeah. Now here's the question. You know how he kind of like has to like adapt to his new territory or whatever?
That was on my boss's desk today.
What is it?
What does it look like?
It looks like either fish or a lure. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a real fish.
It's a fish, and he was alive.
What, did they go to the fucking fish store and bought it? So look at it this way now. Okay, so if you do that to a lizard, what happens if you trap the air here, but you then go to Tampa and you open your doors and that air comes out? Does the air fight with the local air?
Oh my god. No.
Does he have to get accustomed to the local air?
No. You really do have two neurons left and they're fighting right
now. I told you this is fucking gonna be stupid. I have no theory.
It's like you should have been prepared. That's on you. Okay.
Did we talk about that shit that they were trying to kill some cows because they were creating too much methane gas or whatever?
Well, yeah, cows. I think cows contribute like 11% or some shit to the ozone layer because of how much they fart.
They were trying to kill them. That just means more food, really. But
so I think somebody like came up with this idea of like attaching these big gigantic bags to the ass of a cow, and as they fart, collecting that and then using it as methane. Yeah, there's like one way to like make it. But how do you? What are you gonna collect the shit in there?
All I'm thinking about is a fucking field of cows blowing up like a fireworks show.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, imagine they're walking around.
Can you imagine if
and they hit the electric fence? Oh.
Or the hoof picks up a piece of rock, and as they step over the other rock, sparks.
Nah, I don't think they'll be able to do that. They're usually like in wet environments, right? Like they're always walking around in mud and shit. But that balloon hits that fucking fence. Boof.
Now you got a cooked cow.
It's just like fucking balloon tower defense from top above. Like imagine watching it with a drone, right? It just boof, 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 and it just spreads across this fucking field.
Like those video games.
200 cows on fire. Fuck it.
But yeah,
but we have propane.
That's like the number one thing for like vegetarians. They're saying like, oh, it's one of the things that's contributing to the ozone layer getting bigger. The cows. Mm-hmm. No, forget all the other fucking extra shit that we put out there. It's the cows, you know what I mean? Or our cars, you know what I mean? So, let's just get rid of the cows instead of fucking making our cars more efficient. But it is what it is, though, right? But yeah, so that was the thing with Tesla. What else is out there for the news? I think there. Oh, so apparently, President of Colombia, Petro.
Venezuela has got B-2 bombers flying over their skies.
Yeah, they did, because Trump pretty much said, "All right, hold my beer. I'm gonna fly some planes right next to your coast, real close. I'm gonna let you look at us." Yeah. So and then he went out there.
Universal health care, motherfucker.
Yeah, and then
I don't.
and then he went up on air basically saying, "Oh, Trump is playing unfair. He's threatening us. Blah blah blah. International community, help us." Or before that, he was just telling everybody to fucking fuck off. And then he somebody taught him how to say in English a couple of words, and it was pretty much like, "We're good people," stuff type of thing like that. But then Petro, who's the president of Colombia, he's a socialist. He was elected in 2022. Which means this year, 2026, is going to be the new election. And countries doing worse. So his newest thing is like everybody that's there, they can invest into a pension fund, right? It could be a private pension fund or whatever, the government pension fund. A lot of people like to invest into private pension funds because pension funds, these funds invest outside of the government and they bring a better return. So he's going to come up with a new law where he says now you're not, as a private fund, you're not allowed to invest outside of the government and you only have to invest into the government. Because he's when he was going for presidency, his things were like he's going to give free post-secondary education, like free healthcare, this and that, the third. And it's been already 3 years and he hasn't done any of that shit because there's no money, right, to do that. Anyway, so they're interviewing him and he pretty much like gets up there and does this gesture like that by hand and saying, "Oh, somebody's just going to have to get rid of Trump and out of here," like that. Basically threatens, from what it looks like, threatens Trump, right? Trump gets on a fucking Twitter. He's like, "All right, we're cutting off all the help we're giving to Colombia." I was like, "Why you got to mess with Colombia, bro? I got vacations to go to. Why the fuck you messing with Colombia? Now these motherfuckers going to mess with me because I'm coming from America." You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? But at the same time, it's like, bro, you were in a country that, like, just, like, stay in your lane, bro. Like, stay in your fucking lane. Him and Lula is the president of Brazil. He was actually a convict that was in prison.
Isn't that how you get better as a politician? Is by not staying in your lane?
No. Staying in your lane meaning work on, like, when I say stay in your lane, like, worry about your country. Why the fuck you worried about United States? You know what I mean? The whole thing with United States, this was his response back to Trump, because Trump said that president of Colombia is legally allowing the production of drugs. He's allowing the production of drugs, and this is why drugs are flooding to United States. And that was his response back to him, basically saying that, hey, don't fuck with my shit type of deal, right? Like, indirectly.
That's a weird response.
It is, but his thing was that he didn't like that Trump pretty much said that the president is basically like at fault for that. Mm-hmm. Which technically it is. If you're the president and your country's producing drugs, specifically cocaine, and they're importing it, you need to do something about it if the drugs are illegal in your country, right? If they're legal in your country, keep it in your country. Don't allow it to come out. You know what I mean? Because these drugs are traveling somewhere else and somebody else is using these drugs, which is illegal, right? So you as a president, your job is to prevent this shit from happening.
Is it the job of another country? Let's say, for example, you go to Amsterdam,
mm-hmm.
right? Which is, it's legal there, right, to smoke weed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or even, let's say, somewhere here in the U.S. Whatever. You go to a country that it's legal to smoke weed. And you decide to take that weed and take it on the plane with you, and you go to a country that it is not legal for you to smoke that weed. Is it the country that you are coming from's responsibility to make sure you don't have that before you go to another country? No. You just said stay in your lane, worry about yourself.
No, so if you go to Amsterdam, you're free to use the drugs in Amsterdam.
Well, no, of course.
But you cannot bring it over to the country. It's kind of like you going to I think it's fucking where It's Indonesia. If you go to Indonesia, you can't spit. I think on a sidewalk. If you spit on a
No,
sidewalk,
we understand about the laws there at that place, right? While you're there, but like what I'm saying is almost like the same thing as how
ask the question again. Ask the question again.
I'll ask the question in a more recognizable manner, maybe, and frame it refrain it something a little differently. So, you know how when you're having a party and your friend gets too drunk and he drives home, he gets a DUI or gets into a crash or whatever, how they can hold you responsible for that, right? So it's basically like the same thing.
Yes, but if you smoke the weed here, by the time you get to your own country, you mean if you're under influence?
No, you have it with you.
Oh, you have it with you.
Is it Amsterdam's responsibility to make sure that the country you're going to allows you to have weed?
No,
it's not.
No,
right?
It's not, because you're freely able to travel within a country. Those are their rules.
So why should Colombia concern itself on where if I get what you're saying, because it's illegal in Colombia. Cocaine is illegal in Colombia. That's right. Why. So I get that part, right? But why should it concern itself so much on where it's going if it's leaving their country?
Because the whole thing is the drug trade is illegal in Colombia. The drug trade is illegal worldwide.
I should worry about it in my country though. If it's leaving, better. Fuck, it's just less here.
Because I think there's like international trades agreements, things like that. Hey, we're gonna all fight against the drug war. So these actually breaking the agreement to fight the drug war, right? This is what happened.
And then Trump is just enforcing that agreement, really.
Yes, and what happened with Pablo Escobar? We sent our people from United States that went out there to help him find the guy, and they ended up finding him and killing him, right? Basically. Because United States, we'll get to that point where United States now declared all the Mexican cartels as terrorists. Right now, they legally can go in there and try to exterminate the cartels because they're considered terrorists now. This is why cartels put bounties on ICE agents and on any other agents. Like if anybody kills an agent, they get $50,000. That's a bounty right now. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing is, you as a government can declare, okay, these people are bad because clearly their own government cannot keep them under the fucking wraps. So we're gonna step in because you're hurting us. So now we're gonna come step in and take care of it.
I understand that part.
Yeah,
I understand that part. Why one country would go to another to you know.
Now, if the drugs were legal in Colombia, completely legal to move, transport at whatever quantity you want, this and that, the third. Now, at that point, it's United States' job to keep their border in check.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not legal in Colombia.
No, right. Yeah, that's why I gave the example of weed. Because there are a lot of places that allow weed and a lot of places that still don't. So
Yeah. But anyway, that was kind of, to me, that was kind of like, how do you you gonna go and threaten the president of United States? Like literally all they have to do is snap a finger and then Colombia doesn't exist anymore. You know what I mean? Like, how are you gonna go do that? But the basics of it is, I was talking to my teacher, right? She lives in Colombia, and I asked her about it, and she's like, I don't know who elected this guy. She goes, because the guy made things even worse than what it was before, and even said that she has family members and friends that voted for him. At first they were saying, yes, this guy, but since it's been 3 years, neither one of them saying anything. Everybody's like this because they saw that this guy was actually really bad, right? And from what I understand, he's a socialist, right? Basically free healthcare, this and that, the third, the fourth, but there is no money. So because there is no money, and now they're talking about kind of like doing food stamps for people that can afford food, kind of like in Cuba, right?
What do you mean?
So you get food stamps, which means like in a day you can get this much bread. You take your little food stamp there, and they give you the bread,
okay,
or the milk or whatever, right? It's like food stamp situation, not like a EBT card, but like a food stamp situation, right? But the problem with that is, who's gonna pay for it? So the taxpayers. So basically, if you're there, you're working, and you don't qualify for those food stamps, your part of your taxes are gonna go to pay for those food stamps.
Yeah, that's how it works with food
but
stamps always.
Yeah, but they already don't have, as a country, they have a very big deficit, and they already don't have enough money to support that. Yeah. And another thing, talking about that, Trump just gave, I think, $20 billion to president of Argentina for Argentina to come up. And the interesting thing was, before he took over Argentina, like the inflation was like 200 some percent. He actually brought it down to 30. So he's actually doing really well. And the way he basically did that is like, listen, we're not doing this. You're not going to get money. I don't care how you're going to do it. Go figure out. I need you to do this without any money. And apparently it's been working because he slashed the inflation down to, and he's a libertarian, right? Like basically, what does this government organization do? Okay, why are they wasting money? What are they wasting money on? Okay, they're waste. Cut them out. We don't have that anymore. We're not going to spend money on this. You know what I mean? And from what it looks like, Milei, his name is Milei, he's an interesting character. That was the guy, afuera, with the fucking chainsaws and shit, right? You remember that?
I know.
Yeah, so basically he would go out on the streets with a chainsaw, run the chainsaws, like, we're going to cut all the government spendings with this chainsaw, and just run the chainsaw and stuff like that. But from what I understand, he actually lowered the inflation from 200 plus or 300 almost down to 36. They're still in a negative. They're still in an inflation, right? But it's less. What did he say? Why
He's
destroy?
talking about the cartel boats that they're destroying as they're leaving Venezuela, because they have a bunch of boats patrolling the area. They're surrounded basically.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they see any boat, they're just calling down the fucking drone strike or missile strike, whatever it is, and taking them out supposedly without knowing. But my idea is that they wouldn't shoot them without knowing that those were drug boats beforehand. They definitely have.
Well, they're not gonna shoot a cruise ship, right?
Which also leads me to the other thing I wanted to talk about was what the question that Trump received in the White House press not too long ago. There was this press lady that asked him, "Are you gonna use the CIA to off Maduro?" Bro's like, "Lady, that's a really stupid question to ask me right now."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking.
I love that he's blunt about that shit. Like, are you stupid? Like, why would you ask me that question? That's a dumb question. I can't answer that. Like, I wouldn't be able to answer that question.
Even if that was the case, yeah.
Said, even if I were able to answer the question, that's a really stupid question.
It is. Like, if I told you, yes, we're going to use the CIA, like, are you fucking retarded? And I think this is partially what the problem is with the Epstein files. That's why we haven't seen them yet. Because there's, like, this talk about that they knew about the Epstein files 2 presidencies back, right? Like, we're talking about... So, during those presidencies, they kind of knew they were redacted. Some of the documents got lost, right? And also...
in the bathroom, maybe?
Huh?
In the bathroom, where Trump hid the other ones.
No, because they've all been hiding documents in bathrooms, right? And so basically what they're saying is, like, the reason they're not being released is because, like, if they do release them, there's really nothing there to see like that.
To be fair, to Eddie's point, they did disappear in the bathroom, and those were the only ones that they did find. They just don't know what the fuck happened to the other ones. So
Which ones?
Whatever documents he took, or any other presidents took. They could burn at any point in time.
Correct.
It's like, if you don't notice, like, and they just go missing, like.
And all the presidents have done this. Like, every single one of the presidents has done this. It's not like presidents haven't done this. They all have done this.
And
right?
now we are also aware of the fact that they have burn rooms where they just send shit to get burnt. Like,
yeah.
Don't we kind of need this?
Exactly.
No, they don't want. There's plenty of things they want zero record of ever happening.
Correct, because revealing that, the result of you knowing that would create so much chaos that it's not worth it coming out. It's either that or there's not enough where the government and the country is still gonna go crazy saying, "Yeah, I'm fucking lying," because there's conspiracy, right? Like, everybody wants to be a conspiracy theorist, right? So if there's nothing there, they're gonna fucking riot and do all this other shit, right?
You guys good with wrapping it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's it for today. We've reached our time. And, we will catch you guys next week for another episode of the Ghetto Rig Pod. Peace.
Peace.